Hi, welcome to Ollie at Emory. I'm Annie Kinnett Nichols. I am a program assistant for Osher Lifelong Learning Institute, which of course we call Ollie. Today I have Emanuel Abramovits. He is an instructor at Ollie for about 2 years now and very loved, and most of his classes have been about music, and which he has a unique grasp of. Welcome, Emmanuel.
Hi, thanks. It's a pleasure being with you here.
Great. Well, thank you for making time for joining us. So, my first question is, what do you love about teaching at Ollie?
Everything. The group of people have been fantastic. Your staff has been great. And I have learned a lot as compared to other institutions where I have taught many students from Ali at Emory have given me useful information that I have incorporated into my classes.
Well, we love that. Can you tell us a little bit about your passion and your specialty?
Yes, I'm really a mechanical engineer. I'm from South America, from Venezuela specifically, and I've been living in the US for 4 years. And when the pandemic times, first I want to mention that the US government gave me my green card based on my experience doing concerts and cultural activities in Venezuela, not as a mechanical engineer, which is my original profession. But I have always been have a passion for music. And I love to share music, to share information. And I am still a concerts promoter. I brought many big names to South America. So 2 years ago, when the pandemic times arrived, I didn't have time, I couldn't work as a concert promoter, so I reinvented myself teaching by Zoom and sharing a lot of information that I had accumulated. And I made what I would call a big research on the entertainment history in America. And I was fascinated with the connection between migrations, the Irish, the Jewish migration to America, and especially how they blended so well with the African American migration from the south to the north that transformed the entertainment industry and business in America and in the whole world and in popular culture.
Well, we are grateful that you made that pivot because we've learned so much from you. I personally enjoy your classes so much, and it's something that I can take with me and talk to my friends about, which of course I love to do. Um, can you tell us about your upcoming course? It's Immigrants in America: Stories of Jazz, Blues, Rock, and Popular Culture.
Yes, I had started my research 20 years ago, and I had given several lectures on the presence or the contribution of Jewish musician, of Jewish talent, and to American entertainment industry and American music. But I kept researching and researching. I found that the connection started more than 100 years ago, and it was a fascinating subject for me. So I started to research and to gather information on how the Jews interacted with African Americans for several developments in jazz, in blues, in rock, or the origins of rock. At least what the period called timpanale that was so productive 100 years ago, where in New York. In fact, I will share my screen for a very short time to show you how have studied how it all started with the migration and how the Jews lived in New York, but how they created Yiddish theater, for example, but then how they blended and how they made their own research and they became fascinated with the music of African Americans. And that's what I have studied in depth. How Jews created from Yiddish theater, they evolved to the Broadway musicals, for example, and for Broadway musicals, they got influenced by African American music, and African American music had some influence from Jewish stories because spirituals and all that were, and gospel music was based also on stories from the Bible. Then just took those that music that African Americans took to the northeast of the country, to New York, and developed Broadway musicals and operas, and then African Americans developed the jazz standards based on those tunes, and they recorded in Jewish owned record labels and played in Jewish owned venues. So there has been a deep connection between minorities, and starting from that, I developed my research, and I make many connections. Someone was telling me yesterday that what they liked from my presentations is how I make connections. And from one jazz musician to the other, there's a connection. You know, no artists starts from scratch. Everyone starts from what was before, and they transform it and make their contribution. And I developed those stories on blues, on jazz, on Hollywood music, on classical music also. In this case, of course, Immigrants in America, stories of jazz, blues, rock, and popular culture have to do with that, have to do with that connection between minorities that has transformed not only the history of American music, but also the history of popular culture, not only in America, but in the whole world.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for this little video teaser for everybody, and I'll see you in class, and we look forward to it. Thank you so much, Emmanuel.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure, and I hope to keep teaching for Ollie at Emory, which has been a great pleasure for me for a couple of years. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye.